One of the biggest challenges I find with photography is trying to capture an image that I've created in my head. Sometimes the process comes easily, but other times it can be much more difficult.
So I've shot at this location before, and in my mind it seems, oh yeah, we'll just put the light up there and we'll do this and this, and I either create an image I've already created, or I'm realizing that the scouting is 90% of the effort.
Trying to find where to place your camera and how to make an entire image look epic often determines what makes a photograph great or just mediocre.
Ooh, that's not a good sound. Feels like a wave's about to come right over me. I think there's an unstated law in photography where the greatest shot is always in the worst position for everybody. And it feels like putting her right there would be the best shot. I just don't know how comfortable she's gonna be walking up here. I don't know how comfortable I am walking up here. Should probably also check the tides. In the event that this looks great, is it gonna be low enough tide in an hour to get out of here? I'm gonna show you what these pictures look like. I think that's an epic location. I could just imagine putting Jennifer there with the dress and lighting her. It would look incredible. I'm just worried that with the tide and the spray and the slippery rocks, if it was hard for me to get there, it's gonna be really hard for her to get there. So I think I need to go for the safer route, but as a photographer, the safer route never makes me feel good when I see a better image. So what I'm imagining with this shot is hard light really far away, but I don't want it blasting the entire scene and making it look really flat. Right now we have really overcast light, which is already kind of accomplishing that. We have incredibly flat light on all the rocks, but what I want to do is create almost like a spotlight, hard light effect only on her, and then let everything else go into shade. At least that's the goal. We'll see at the end of this video if that's how this turns out. So what we have here is the new Profoto Pro B3, and this thing uses a much larger battery. Having a battery this big is a real lifesaver when you're in a crazy location like this and you don't even want to worry about your flash dying on you. The Pro B3 also has a little more power than the other B series flashes I typically use. Here, with it being overcast, I don't know if I'm gonna need all the power, but I'm also gonna be placing this light extremely far away, so I might need the power just to throw the light as far as I need it. Now, as I mentioned earlier, my goal for this is to give a strong spotlight effect only on Jennifer and not light up the whole scene, but I need my light really far away for two reasons. One is there's just nowhere to put the light close to her, so we need to be physically far away. And the second reason is it always looks best to light your subject from slightly above their head or significantly above their head. And because she's on a rock face, we need to get this light up even higher than her. So that means we're gonna have to put the light 10, 15, maybe 20 feet in the air. And the only way to do that is to put this light on the other cliff, which is probably 20 feet away. So we're gonna need to be able to throw the light over a long distance. All right, Gustavo, you might have the most important job of anyone out here, because I will not tell you the price of this flash unit. Okay. But we definitely do not want this falling over or getting wet, but we need it really high off the ground. So what I'm gonna have you do is we're gonna work on raising this up and getting it pretty high. You're never gonna wanna let go of this with your hands, but we can get it pretty high up in the air, but we also need to get it on top of the rocks so that it's even higher. Luckily with this, I'm able to control the light from my camera, so you don't have to make any adjustments, but I might have you put different modifiers on this. So the shot is her perched up where she was earlier, but I think where I need the light is gonna be up here. This light just needs to be up there where the sea grapes kind of start growing, so maybe like 5 to 8 feet above your head. Never had so much anxiety placing the light. Usually that's the easiest part. It's an expensive light on a tall stand on the side of a cliff with spraying water everywhere, and it's only getting darker, so what could go wrong? Right now, I'm at ISO 32, 2/50th of a second, 2.8. I'm gonna put it at level 6. I'm gonna guess I probably need to be at F5. So what I am doing is I am zooming in to see where the shadows on her face are landing and trying to decide if the light needs to go up higher or lower. And thank goodness it is in the perfect place. The shadow's coming off the side of her nose, it's not eating into her lip. It looks perfect. But as you can see, we're lighting up the whole side of the rock face. So I think we're gonna need to put on some different light modifiers. Right now, this is a bare bulb shot. Now I have two different light modifiers here. I've been using the Profoto TeleZoom. You might have seen this in another video. This is great for action shots where you wanna throw light really far. But then I also have the more traditional and easier to carry Magnum White. So in theory, these look like they might do the same thing. I'm honestly not quite sure how these are gonna look differently until I get them up in the air and fire a couple test shots. but I have a grid that fits both of them. So whichever reflector dish throws the more narrow beam, I can make it even more narrow by adding a 10-degree grid on either one of these. So let me run through a series of all the images with all the different light modifiers, and then we can see them all side by side. Here's the Profoto Magnum White, and here it is with the 10-degree white grid. Now you can see the TeleZoom reflector, and this is what the image looks like with the same 10-degree white grid added to it. So at this distance, I actually think both of these reflector dishes are kind of giving the same look. They're not that different because they're both throwing light so far away, but adding the grid makes a huge difference, and using the TeleZoom gives me just a little bit more light. So for this shoot, I'm just gonna make a decision and shoot with the TeleZoom, but then we're gonna put the 10-degree grid in to really spotlight the entire shot. And then as the sun keeps dropping, I'm going to be lengthening my shutter so that I can get more of the ambient light as it gets darker, but I hope I can keep my strobe at the same dialed in setting throughout the entire shoot. As it gets really dark, we are gonna have to start upping our ISO, and then we're gonna have to start turning down the strobe even more. So now that we've seen how the reflector dishes can throw light really far away and the 10-degree grid can really narrow the beam of light, I still wanna put the light a little bit higher than where I had it in my test shots. So Gustavo, let me get you to raise the light another 3 to 4 feet. See if you can get it to actually touch the grass up there. That should be good. Now tighten that really well. All right, so there's our light, and now it's a matter of just finding the right framing and hoping that we get some color in the sky. It's hard for me to yell, I'm losing my voice. So I'm just gonna let you get in a rhythm, and then I'm just gonna let you play around with some different looks. So as I'm shooting here, I'm acting like I know exactly what I'm doing, but in reality, I am playing with my composition like crazy, and I'm trying to find that one shot where I'm like, that looks great. And then once I work my way through that one shot, then I'm gonna hone it in and really work on getting the perfect shot in that series. So these first shots look great. We have the light up 20 feet on the side. It's lighting everything from the perfect angle. But now as I transition to my favorite shot, the light is not in the ideal spot. It's almost side lit, and all of the shadows on Jennifer's nose and everything are just not flattering. Woo! I know I told you need to be sideways, but I think you need to be kind of more straight on for me. Yeah, this might be my favorite shot. I would love the light to be just around. I don't know what to do. Oh, this is the shot, but I just feel like this light, it's like not hitting your face. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Lee take the light stand, extend it all the way, which I believe is about 15 feet, maybe even lifting it up off the ground. We can get it just above her nose, move it around to that perfect location, and still maintain nice flattering light with the light stand fully extended. Can you, whoa, 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 whoa. I think you gotta tilt the head. I mean, this looks great. Let's just try to knock out a bunch here. I feel raindrops. Talk about a difficult shooting situation. It looks really cool the way it is. You can go out that way just a touch. I'm also trying to catch the light as it spins past our model. All right, so this was a really fun shoot because it was more about a vision that I had in my mind and then adapting that to the real life situation. Normally with a portrait session like this, I gravitate towards really soft light, really large softboxes. And I know those images would turn out good, but I really enjoyed shooting with something very different and introducing some hard light into the scene. Looking at the back of my camera, I really like how these images turned out, and it's very different than what I would normally do, and I just like having a variety of different lighting styles in my portfolio. If you guys enjoy videos like this, make sure you subscribe to our channel. Also head over to fstoppers.com for free daily content. And if you're a photographer and you want to participate in our monthly contests, head over to fstoppers.com/contest, where you can upload your images to our Critique the Community segment, and then each month Lee and I pick out 10 of our favorite images, we critique them, and give away some really cool prizes at the end. Things like photo editing software, cameras, lenses, lighting gear, light modifiers. So head over to fstoppers.com/contest to enter the current contest. And finally, if you want to up your game in the photography world, head over to fstoppers.com/store, where you can check out our full-length photography tutorials. We have education on every type of genre, including headshots, landscape photography, product photography, architectural photography, fashion, swimwear, macro photography, if you just want to up your game in a genre that you're not as familiar with, or if you're looking to make a business in photography, this is definitely the fastest and most cost-efficient way to become a professional photographer. And we recently just uploaded free lessons to almost all of our tutorials, so if you go to any tutorial page, click on View Free Lesson and watch a free chapter from that tutorial. I will see you guys really soon.